Can you ever jokingly proposition a foursome?
Oh, well, I think you
in
could,
a first meeting?
Yeah, you could say, "Oh, let's have a foursome," but you could tell
in
that's
a first
joke.
meeting.
I mean, it's the sort of thing I would probably say. No, I wouldn't anymore. Not anymore. I wouldn't say that. Sorry, I wouldn't say it at all. I've never said that to someone when I've met them.
Well, we'll all pretend
Sorry.
we believe that.
No, I haven't. Welcome back to another episode of Private Parts with me, Liv Bentley.
And me, Tom Lucy. This is the podcast where nothing is off limits. Each week, we will read the most intimate and sordid details of our lives from our diaries. You seem like genuinely impressed that I don't have to look at a piece of paper.
Oh, shut up. Every week we can't talk about the fact that I still have to read my own fucking name off a card.
Shaking. It's a shaking piece of card. Like a child reading out a poem they wrote in front of the class.
I used to hate that.
Did you do that thing in English where you'd be reading a book and the teacher would just call names and you'd have to start reading?
Yeah, the sheer panic, beads of sweat coming down.
Bentley, and then you'd have to start reading. What would you do? Just panic?
Yeah, I'd say, no, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do it. You'd say, I don't want to do it.
I was really shy when I was younger. Like,
Were you?
hated it, yeah.
Really? Were you shy at school?
No, I was just a bit like, I was just quite timid, I suppose.
Shy?
Yeah, I was shy.
So yeah, you were shy.
And my mum sent us to this drama school when we were kids.
Yeah.
And we'd all have to stand in front of the whole class and say, "Hi, I'm Olivia Bentley, I'm whatever age." And I used to have to go, and we went to stand at the back of the room and shout this. And
Was it Olivia then or Catherine?
It was Kathy.
Kathy Bentley.
Fucking Kathy Bentley. Anyway, I was such a nervous child, I'd have to stand right at the front and say, "Hi, I'm Liv."
Oh, that's quite
Livy.
sweet.
Yeah.
Have you heard that thing they do at drama schools where they, I don't know if this is true or not, but a lot of my friends went to drama school, and apparently there's a couple of drama schools where when you join as a sort of exercise to make everyone feel comfortable with each other, they make everyone do a class completely naked to make everyone feel comfortable.
That would make me feel more uncomfortable.
If you maybe actually thinking about it, that teacher might have been struck off by now.
That sounds
I did hear a story that there was a drama school where they did that.
Weirdly, it does sound sort of familiar. I would choose that over doing some weird dance. That
I would have
gives
thought
me the fear.
You wouldn't really care about a naked class, would you? With your family, you'd all be quite up for that.
What do you mean? We don't go on naked picnics and stuff. And I would feel uncomfortable with that. It would be very odd.
So you'd rather do...
I would choose to take all my clothes off than do some weird impromptu dance thing. That gives me
horrendous,
the fear.
isn't it?
But you'd hear about that in drama classes, don't you?
Oh my God.
Shaking your arms and making
There's
weird
nothing
noises.
worse. There's nothing that makes me feel more stressed than
dancing.
A group situation where they're like, okay, well, let's just to kick off, we'll go around the room and we'll say our name and we'll do like a little silly dance or something. Honestly, shoot me in the back of the head. I hate that kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
Even when people say, oh, let's all say our names and then say an interesting fact about ourselves.
Okay,
even that, I'm panicking.
What would your one fact be?
I don't know. I really don't know what I would go. What I should do is pick a fact and just have it locked and loaded.
I'm surprised that you actually don't by now.
What would you say?
Fuck knows.
Okay.
I've got absolutely no idea.
I run a lube business.
I am a sex worker.
Yeah. Okay.
And just throw them off.
Did you have to do any weird initiation things when you joined Made in Chelsea?
We were filming in the south of France and it was an event day, which means it's like a full day of filming. And Binky turned to me and Louise and says, "Right, this is your initiation." And I went, "Sorry." She put a suppository in my arse.
What?
As well as Louise Thompson's. And then goes, "Whoever can hold it longer wins."
Wow.
What do you mean? And
Wait, hang on, sorry.
I don't know how to... This is so revolting.
How did she put it?
I bent over.
And she put a suppository in your ass?
Yeah.
And then said...
45 minutes later, I'm crying.
This would be such a problematic...
Is this a bit low rent kind of chat?
No,
it was,
Will's loving this. Look at Will.
It was an interesting time. I then discovered that no one else has ever done that.
We should have had an initiation when you joined Private Parts, shouldn't we? We should have said...
No, I'm never doing an initiation again.
No.
Have you ever had to do anything strange initiations?
We had an initiation at the school that I went to where we had to... in the boarding house, there was one really long corridor that all the bedrooms came off.
Yeah.
And all the new boys had to... This was in the dead of night, 2:00 in the morning. All had to line up at the end of the corridor and then run from one end to the other end. It was probably about, 15 metres, the length of the corridor.
Yeah.
But you just had to run from one end to the other. And all the older boys would be standing in the doorways of their bedrooms along the corridor. And they would just beat the shit out of you as you ran down the corridor. So you basically just had to get from one end to the other end. But while you were running, they were just trying to murder you.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you make it down there?
Well, I mean, I'm still alive, so
But
yeah.
as in, did you get beaten up at all?
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. Anyway, listen, it's National Pepperoni Pizza Day. I'm
These
sure
get
we're all.
weirder and weirder every time. I mean, we've just got past National Breastfeeding Month, which I
I
think
don't know
people
who's
still
coming
think
up with
is a
these.
joke. National Sausage Day.
National Sausage Day. Does that feel right?
Actually, that is. Why do I know that? There is something that is a National Sausage Day. Oh no, it's Steak and Blowjob Day. But I haven't made that up. That is a thing.
Steak and Blowjob
Steak
Day.
and Blowjob Day. Oh, thank God, we got ages.
14th of March.
Yeah, that'll be ingrained
So
in our head.
I almost certain that that's been invented by some
By a bloke, obviously.
seedy 58-year-old man who's just recently broken up with his wife.
And made it.
You know what? Fuck you. I'm going to make a day. I'm going to make a day, steak and blowjob day. That's like that myth about curry and sex induces labour. Have you heard that myth?
Yeah, but
That's another thing that's been made up by some
no. Apparently, that is a
seedy
thing.
old bastard.
Why would a bloke make that up though?
Because it's
Apparently,
like,
a curry. No, apparently that. Not that I would know, but like apparently that is the thing.
Okay.
What else induces labour? What did my dad say? Oh, he tried to shove my mum in the back of a car and drive down a cobbled street. Don't think that did much, but
your dad bundled your pregnant mum into the back of a van and drove her down a cobbled street.
Down a cobbled street.
Right. That presumably she was pregnant with you at the time, was she?
No, when she was pregnant with me, my dad got back from a business trip. She was standing in the kitchen. And
Right. Is this
her
a-
waters broke. Anyway, he said, "Do you mind just quickly making me a bit of lunch? And then I'll take you to the hospital." And then the funniest.
Your
my-
dad sounds like a sort of cartoon character. He's like a 50s dad.
There was another one. I don't know which one she was pregnant with. She was like starting contractions started there at home. Anyway, my dad ran a really nice bath, which my mother thought was for her. It wasn't. He
It was for him.
into it. He said, "I need a bath before we go to the hospital." What a savage.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure the curry one. Well, I don't know.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
We'll find out.
When you and sweet Stephen get to that place.
Me and my
We'll
50-year-old
find out.
Stephen, yeah.
I was going to say, have you been sober the last week? I think I know the answer to that question.
You've been sober for a week. No,
I actually have, yeah.
I'm going to go back to being sober again.
Okay.
But it's hard though. There've been like different events. Like we had his birthday and then,
How was the birthday?
yeah, it was really good actually.
Good.
It was very fun. At Ixchel on the King's Road.
Okay. And
Been
you
there?
met a lot of his friends for the first
Met some
time?
of his friends.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was good.
Did they have an initiation for you?
No.
Did they make you run down a corridor while they
Naked,
all beat
yeah.
the shit out of you? Stephen's like, sorry, it's just a thing that we do. I'd rather not, but we just have to do it.
No, thank God. There was nothing weird. No, it was really nice.
Did you get him? Oh, you're not doing presents, are you? You're going away.
No, and then I actually didn't even bother with a bloody birthday card, which
Come
is
on,
quite
Liv.
bad. I'm
Come
just not.
on.
I don't really. My brain just doesn't work like that.
Is that an excuse to say
yeah,
that?
probably because I'm lazy.
You're like one of those people who is. I'm not saying that you are this, but those people who are just rude and then they go, "Sorry, I just that's just where I am. I just speak my
no.
mind. I'm sorry.
No.
Take it or leave it.
I am certainly not like that.
I'm one of those people who just says what they think.
Bollocks! I do not say that.
Rude.
I'm polite to everyone, but no. That's just not.
That's not your love language,
Giving
is it?
or
I
receiving.
think we know what your
Yeah,
love
I
language
know, which you think
is.
hilarious.
Also, an update on the salmon sperm. I know a lot of our listeners will be gagging for an update on this.
So let's not have sperm and gagging in the same sentence.
Okay, they'll be keen for
Let's
an update.
keep it clean. I didn't go and have any more salmon sperm. I did have Botox, which has just kicked in.
What, in the last 10 minutes?
Literally in the last 2 days. So my face really is
There is not a lot of
frozen.
movement in your
There's
face, is there?
There's no movement whatsoever. So
It's
I
a
look,
good plug
but
for the YouTube channel, this.
I look a bit creepy when it first goes on because it then sort of has to ease off a little bit.
Hmm.
So just if I laugh, just this bit's active, this is not. And it looks creepy. Yeah.
You are looking quite...
Don't say plump.
No, what's the word?
Refreshed.
Tight? That sounds like a creepy word
That
as well.
seems very creepy.
You're looking quite
Taut?
firm. Your face, there's not a lot of movement in your face right
I
now.
know there's not any movement, and I'm looking at it now.
You're struggling to
I
even
can still tell-
smile.
I can't shut the fuck up because people are gonna have me being like, "Oh, she's doing too much work." But no, I fucking love a needle. No, I'm joking.
Oh, there we go. You heard it here first.
Yeah, no, it has just kicked. It does look a bit odd.
So
though,
will
actually.
it sort of die down a
It
bit?
does. It takes a couple of days to then actually work. So I was on a shoot the other day and I suddenly felt it like across my face and I was
Just suddenly
like, I can't
kicked in.
move. Yeah.
Is Stephen into any kind of like
No.
treatments or anything?
No, and I'm going to be totally honest. I think it's incredibly bizarre
When men do.
when men get filler and stuff in their face.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But
with
I
that.
just think it does look different on men than women.
Can you tell when a man's had something
Yeah,
done to their
but you can
face?
tell with women as well. Like I don't want it to look like I've had loads of shit done, which I haven't had. I've literally just had Botox. I used to have filler, and I looked in the mirror once and smiled, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I had like these huge lumps. I had it all taken out.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then put a bit of jizz in. Anyway, less about my aging face. Do you like spicy sausage?
Do I like? Is that a loaded question?
Well, it's under the National Pepperoni Pizza
I
Day.
love spicy sausage
So Stephen woke up. We were asleep.
with a spicy sausage.
No, we were down at my parents' house, and he woke up and he goes, "It's so odd. I can smell sausage all the time." And I said, "Sorry." And he goes,
Is that like the
"Constant."
sign
He
of
goes,
a
"I can
stroke or
just
something?
smell." Well, I don't know. I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "I can smell. There's just a smell of like pepperoni all the time." And I thought that's weird. He thought I'd been sneaking off downstairs to go eat pepperoni, which, by the way, I actually fucking don't like pepperoni.
Sorry, what?
Turns out I use something called Tan Lux that I put in my moisturiser. It's my fucking face. It smells like sausage.
No, there is a thing because when Olivia fake tans, the smell of fake tan.
But that doesn't smell like sausage. I've never.
No, but it does smell like kind of meat. It's quite like a meaty smell.
Is
I don't know
it?
what it is, but the smell of fake tan is so distinctive. And the entire house just fucking stinks
Yeah,
of
but
fake
that's.
tan.
I mean, this is a small amount.
It's
that
a
I
big
have
deal when Olivia says to me, "I'm gonna fake tan tonight." It's okay, I'm gonna go out and stay in a hotel for 3 days because the process of I'm gonna fake tan is a big.
And then the bed
She gets
sheets.
those fucking mitts out and just like the
But it's
stuff
all
just
for
gets
you.
everywhere.
You'd rather that than her doing sunbeds all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I went through a very. Did I tell you about this
No.
last year for like maybe a month or so? I went through like a phase of doing sunbeds because somebody told me that I should try one, and then I did one, and then I was like, oh, this is quite nice actually.
Yeah, but it's so.
Then I did like 3 in the space of a month.
Did you start to smell burning?
And then I was like, okay, I need to stop doing
no,
this.
it's too much. The last time I did one, I was lying there and I was like, something is on fire. It's my fucking skin.
It's one of the only experiences I've had where you're very aware that what you're doing is bad for you. The whole time you're doing it, you're like hyper aware that this is really unhealthy.
Yeah, the worst is though the people behind the desk when you go.
Oh my God, and the way what they look like.
They look like, and you think, fuck.
You're like, okay, is this an advert for the tanning shop? What I want to talk to you about, because it happened very recently, and I think you might have a strong opinion on this. You know Dave Grohl?
No.
Dave Grohl is the singer from Foo Fighters. He's married with kids.
Had an affair? Has he had an affair?
Not only has he had an affair, he's fathered a child with some random girl.
Is he with the random girl now?
No, he's with his wife. But this random girl has announced that she's had a baby and Dave Grohl is the father. And everyone is kicked off because Dave Grohl's image is, even though he's like a rock star and he's got quite a sort of nice guy image.
Yeah.
He's famously like the nicest guy in rock music, whatever you want to call it. This has really like shattered that illusion for everyone. And people are really upset about it. And I thought, as soon as I heard it, I thought, I bet Liv's got a take on this.
I thought you were about to say, I bet Liv's have mothered a
I bet
child,
Liv's fucked
not-
Dave Grohl.
Fucking hell. You're
As
such
soon as
a
I heard
shit.
it, I thought Liv will definitely have fucked Dave Grohl. So, look, what was it like? And have you fathered a child
It
with
was
him?
all right, actually. Come on.
So what do you think about that?
Well, that's obviously not great, is
No.
it?
So one of the things to note is that Dave Grohl has said publicly that he's going to be around and try and be a loving father to this baby that he's had out of wedlock. Does that make it better or does that make it worse?
I mean, no, for the wife, it's a shit show all round. For the girl, the mother of the child, it is obviously good, but it's just like, I'm confused. They can't be happily married if he's fathered a child with someone else. That's what I mean.
Well, I think they are happily married.
But then why on earth is someone else pregnant with his child?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. But I think generally speaking, they are happily married.
I think that it would make it, the whole situation is the worst, well, obviously for the wife. Because then also him saying that he'll look after the child, which is the right thing to do, but it then means the mother of this child, the one he had the affair with, is going to be in their lives forever. And it's just going to be a constant reminder to the wife that he fucked up and fucked someone else.
It's a bigger question about, because this whole thing of Dave Grohl being like the nicest guy in music, I think is potentially a bit of a naive statement, isn't it? Because
Yeah, but listen, it doesn't make him like some awful person. He had an affair. Like, I'm not being funny, but a lot of people have affairs. I don't think he probably anticipated the woman was going to then get pregnant and keep it and then come forward about it.
So you're on Dave's
publicly.
side?
I'm not on Dave's side, but I don't think it should it shouldn't make him now look like the devil.
it was more of a bigger discussion about whether if there's someone that you like, whether they're a musician or an actor or a comedian or whatever, and then you find out that they've done something really terrible or that they're a bad.
Well, it depends what it
Does
is.
that change your opinion of them?
Yeah, well, sorry, if you hear about some actor kicking a dog or something, yeah, of course that changes
Kicking a
your opinion.
dog?
Like, no, but do you know what I mean? Then you'd be like, well, you're a cunt.
Yeah, if you heard they kicked a dog.
But like, I mean, but then an affair is slightly, well, I shouldn't say it, but it's commonplace. So many people have affairs.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger question is obviously there's something in the marriage that isn't quite right if he felt the need to do that.
I don't want to be that person defending him, but he is the lead singer of like the biggest band in the world. So the fact that women are like throwing themselves at him is not a massive shock, is it?
No.
If you're married to someone who's like the singer of
but then you can't. But then that's like what? So you're sort of saying the wife knew what she was getting into.
I don't
when she
know.
married
I
a
don't know
rock
what I'm saying.
star.
I don't know whether that's an okay thing to say, but I think I might be saying that a little bit.
I don't think
It's
you
like
can't-
if you
but then
it's
that's
like if you marry Liam Gallagher and then Liam Gallagher behaves badly. Is that a massive shock to everyone?
No, but then you've just said he's like renowned as like known as like the nicest guy. So
Yeah.
actually, if anything, it makes it worse that if he's known as that.
Well, famously, from my experience, it's the people who have the most nice guy persona that are the worst
dark
people.
horses.
If you look around the world of like TV, it's always the ones who are like, oh, I'm just a nice, normal guy. They're the ones you want to be fucking careful
They're
of.
the ones who, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else. Who's got like a
Anyone
nice...
whose public persona is that they're an asshole and they're a bit of a dick, they're normally all right
Yeah, see,
in
they've
real
done
life.
it the right way, though. They can put that out there, and then if they do behave badly, they're like, well, I did say it.
Yeah.
Whereas these nice guys, when they fuck up...
It's really bad.
Oh, I'll pay for that child's school fees. Yeah.
It's like when Jason Manford got done for Skype sex calls. I don't know if we can keep this in, but he was hosting The One Show, which is about like the most clean living you have to be.
Yeah.
And then he got done for like having these illicit phone calls with some prostitute.
Why can't people just keep it in their pants? It's relentless. We had Tommy Fury, now it's this, and I get just everyone, and like whether you're in the public eye or not, everyone cheats. But what is the thing with it?
I don't
like
know.
if you're not happy in a relationship, then don't fucking be in it. It's not. It's really not that.
So that's your
hard.
advice to Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
If
don't
you're listening,
go and get
Dave.
other people pregnant and just respect your wife. But don't you think it's a bit out of control, all the affairs that happen?
Yeah,
like
it
that
is.
Dominic West getting photographed with Lily
Oh,
James,
yeah.
and then these poor wives that stuck in their houses in the countryside looking after children.
Yeah.
And then waking up to that bullshit.
And they're still together.
You have to be, as a woman, pretty fucking strong to get past that. I mean, I know women cheat as well, but like that's a big. I suppose if you've been together for a lot of years, there's no point sort of throwing it away. But it's a lot for
A woman.
to get over. I don't think I could do it. If someone cheated, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves and never speak to me again.
So that's what Dave Grohl's wife should. What's her name? Dave Grohl's wife?
Well, no, it's different though because they've got kids involved in it.
Mrs. Grohl.
Mrs. Grohl.
Mrs. Grohl, and because I know she listens to
No,
this.
but that's different though because there are children involved. So I guess you have to sort of look at the bigger part of that. But
Yeah.
if you don't have any kids and I mean, I don't know.
I like the idea that your example of an actor behaving badly is finding out that they've kicked a dog.
No, but listen.
How many actors have you found out have kicked dogs and you've been put off by them?
I haven't. It was just an example after that woman with her horse.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought that goes to show that's like a meanness. That
Yeah.
if you can do something like that to an innocent animal, you are cooked.
What animal would you be happy for an actor to kick?
Guinea pig? No, I'm joking. I don't know.
Kick a guinea pig? Yeah.
You don't kick any animals.
Yeah.
But no, do you know what I mean? Like I think if someone's like that, it's different. That is
Yeah.
cruel.
Well, you know what? The other day I was there were some pictures of Brad Pitt looking like quite cool walking around somewhere. I was looking at some of the comments and they were basically saying that Brad Pitt's quite publicly sort of been quite abusive to some of his ex-partners, like physically abusive. That doesn't seem to have damaged his reputation at all, really.
I actually wasn't aware of that. I mean, I knew obviously there's all that stuff about his divorce, but I didn't know he was physically abusive.
But it just made me realise that, like, that doesn't seem to have affected Brad Pitt at all.
I'd never really heard that, if I'm totally honest, that he was
About
abusive.
Brad Pitt.
But you hear about a lot of actors being abusive towards like their PAs and all that sort of stuff, but it doesn't seem to... Who's it damaged? Actually, what actor is there that does stuff like that? Like Will Smith, after that whole slap thing.
Yeah.
How badly did that fuck his career, or did it not?
I think it has fucked him up a little bit, hasn't it? I mean, having said that, he's just like been in a couple of massive movies, so not really.
But then it's like all that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard stuff. Because he got dropped pretty sharpish by some of those things, didn't he?
Johnny Depp is apparently living in Soho in London at the moment.
Quite cool. We've
Apparently
spoken about this before.
Have we? Yeah. Apparently he lives there now, which is quite bizarre. Maybe you might bump into him.
Why would I bump into
I
him?
don't know, when you're running around Soho, you might
I
bump into him.
don't often go to Soho, if I'm totally honest.
Really? Oh yeah, you're more west.
Yeah, I leave the borough, if that's what you're wondering.
Hammersmith and
to
Fulham
come here.
Borough, and then you go back. On the subject of actors behaving badly, I was thinking the other day about child actors. actors and how a lot of them have gone off the rails.
Amanda Bynes. Do you know who she is?
I don't know who that is.
Did you watch that Nickelodeon thing? And it was the guy who did Nickelodeon, and he was turned out to be a bit of a weirdo.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it messed up a lot of child actors.
Of course, yeah.
But that's fucking sad. But then at the same time, he must be... Imagine being so famous as a child.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about Harry Potter because they're about to start casting a new Harry Potter TV series.
Do you sign up?
I've signed up. I've signed both of us up.
Over my dead body.
So I think we should go together. I'm going to audition for Neville Longbottom, and I think you should go. You should
Professor
go for
McGonagall.
yeah, you should go for Professor McGonagall. Or Moaning Myrtle, maybe. You're that woman in the.
Sorry.
It's a big open casting call, by the way.
What roles are we going for?
Anyone listening can audition, and I'm a little concerned about this new treatment you've had because I think it might hinder our chances of getting a role.
Who in there is stony faced?
You could maybe play like one of the paintings that doesn't move.
The fat lady who sings.
Yeah, maybe you could do that. Because I'm just concerned that your range of emotions might be quite limited.
Beyond rich coming from you, monotone Tom.
Well, no, my voice is limited, but my face can do a lot of things. Whereas your face
can't do a lot, but my voice.
Can you do like surprised? So the eyebrows have raised about a third of an inch.
Shocked.
Can you do happy?
Yeah, joking, of course I can.
Yeah. So listen, it's a work in progress.
Once it wears off, I'll come to the audition with you.
Hopefully some of the salmon sperm has drained off your face before the audition.
It's Botox, it's different.
But I was thinking that child actors and the original cast of Harry Potter, Rupert Grint, who I met once years ago, apparently he has spent all of his money buying up property around the country, and he owns like, you know, entire like apartment blocks and all over the country.
Does he still act?
I don't know.
He did quite a few other things though, didn't he?
Maybe he did straight afterwards, but it feels like he's wound it down a bit now. But he's basically just like a professional landlord now, Rupert Grint. So there are probably thousands of people in the country that live in homes owned by Ron Weasley. Ed Sheeran does it as well, apparently. Apparently he spends most of his money on property.
But that's like that's a child actor using it for like not doing the right thing, but actually being careful with it. Because you see the other side, and there's loads of young child actors who end up either like blowing it and losing their mind and going a bit mad.
Or they do what Lindsay Lohan did, and they start a bar in Mykonos. Isn't that what she did?
Yeah, there's some video of her dancing off her face at it, I think.
Yeah, Rupert Grint's gone down the slightly...
What do the other ones do? Emma Watson's done fucking well.
She does a lot of activism stuff now, doesn't she?
And what about Harry?
Daniel Radcliffe just seems to like walk around New York walking dogs.
He used to live in Chelsea because I used to see him in the Co-op. Really? Yeah, on the World's End. And I remember I was with my sister. I've got one of my sisters just cringes me out. She'll always ask famous people for selfies, and it really upsets me. Like, she dropped her basket of shit. She goes, "It's fucking Harry Potter." Ran over for a photo, and I was like, this is mortifying.
Can you imagine?
And then she went to try and go make small talk with Bill Nye at the Chelsea Farmers Market, and I sat and I was like, he just wants to enjoy a drink.
Here's the stat of the week. What is the average age of a UK landlord? What do you think the average age of a... Nah. Much older.
56.
How old's Rupert Grint? He's probably only about 21 now, isn't he?
No, he's probably like 38.
Yeah, I imagine he probably is. That's a good guess. We'll come back in part 2. Welcome back to part 2 of Private Parts with me, Tom Lucy.
And me, Liv Bentley.
Let's get into the average age of a UK landlord. What did you guess? 56?
Is that what yeah.
58.1.
Oh, that's
very
actually
specific.
really close.
0.1. That is very close. We had a listener story come in. This is to do with parents behaving badly, so I think it's right up your street.
Sorry.
So this has come off the back of last week where we talked about the fact that my parents met my girlfriend's parents. My parents have always been going on to me about getting a girlfriend. It's a very intense start. And finally, in my early 20s, it's happened. The day arrived for them to meet my girlfriend's parents and my parents. My parents are not super sociable and were quite nervous. Thinking that a bit of Dutch courage might be useful, they had a few drinks before we were due to meet. To cut a long story short, the evening ended quite awkwardly, with my dad propositioning for a foursome.
No, stop.
In brackets, he was joking, but was so drunk it didn't come across as a joke. And my mum was throwing up at the dinner table As you can imagine, the relationship ended quite swiftly afterwards.
I mean, that's hilarious.
That
is
sounds like a
hilarious.
story that might have come from the Bentley household.
My father wouldn't proposition another.
You've been propositioned for a foursome, no?
I
Fairly
was
recently.
propositioned, yeah. Actually, I was talking about this with someone the other day. I mean, I think that's highly amusing.
Should a relationship have to end because of that? I don't think so. I think that's quite a funny story that you could talk about. You know, you could reminisce and say, "Oh, wasn't it funny when
Your parents tried to have sex with my
wasn't
parents?
it funny when your dad pinned my mother against the wall and said, have a foursome with us?" I don't think that doesn't necessarily mean the relationship has to end, does it?
Unless the parents who were propositioned thought that family were completely insane and didn't want them associated with it.
There's a high chance that happened as well.
Yeah, a couple of swingers from the countryside.
An image in my head of what your parents are like.
Do you think there's some initiation into the Bentley family?
I think
Take your
that-
clothes off and get ready for a photo.
I think your parents are like the parents in Meet the Fockers.
Fockers.
Yeah, that's the image I have in my head.
I mean, could be close.
Your mum's like a sex therapist and your dad's like kind of half naked all the time.
My dad is not like the Chelsea flasher. Like, he has his clothes on.
The Chelsea flash.
And my parents aren't weird. My parents are very chilled.
Yeah.
But my sweet father has a habit. He's one of those people you just can't tell him anything because he just will tell everyone.
So what have you told
So
him?
we
then?
all get incredibly nervous that anything we may have ever said about someone, he'll sit and he'll repeat it.
What, in front of your partners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll say, "Oh yeah, no, you're the one with like
Herpes or something.
no, not herpes." Sorry, I was thinking of a story. And then
What
I
would
thought we could-
be the most embarrassing thing your dad could tell your new boyfriend?
Did I tell you about the Bentley girls don't give blowjobs?
You have not told us that, but I think you should.
This was the height of my time at Bradfield. So my father, who rarely goes to sport matches, this is when me and my sister Cordelia was about 13, I was 14, doesn't go to sport matches. Anyway, went to go and watch her in a netball match, and there was a group of young lads in front of him.
Yeah.
And one of them pointed at the goalkeeper and goes, "That one's going to give me a blowjob later." Anyway, my father goes, "He's fucking pointed at my daughter." So he taps the boy on the shoulder, and another kid is filming it at this point. And he goes, "How dare you?" He goes, "When I was your age, I was lucky to get a bicycle, not a blowjob." And then he goes, "My daughters," because Bentley girls do not give blowjobs. Anyway, went around the whole fucking school.
Bentley girls don't
We
give
were all known
blowjobs.
for not giving blowjobs, yeah. Anyway, so that happened.
Was that a fair...
She then went on to date him, and he was known as Blowjob Boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he then had to come round to your parents' house
Yeah.
after that interaction. And did your dad always hate him?
No, they got over it.
They got over it. Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty. That was
What did your dad
something.
say? I was lucky to get a
He goes,
bicycle.
"When I was your age, I was lucky to get a bicycle."
Is that a euphemism, or does he
but as
literally
in,
mean
like,
bicycle?
He means an actual bicycle.
I was lucky to get a
I
bicycle.
would have been lucky to get a bicycle. Well,
Was your dad brought up during the First World War
I
or
think
something?
he was, yeah. No, but what he's saying is like a 13-year-old's brain is talking about a blowy.
That is a fucking punchy thing for a 13-year-old boy to shout across a
He didn't
netball
shout. It
field.
was with his little mates, but he was obviously shocked that my father was standing behind him.
That's really terrifying.
Shocking.
Proposition for a foursome.
I think it's an odd one, that, isn't it? If there's sort of jokiness behind it, that's one thing. But to be
Can you ever jokingly proposition a foursome?
Oh, well, I think you
in a
could-
first meeting.
Yeah, you could say, "Oh, let's have a foursome." But you could tell
In a
that's
first
joke.
meeting?
I mean, it's the sort of thing I would probably say. No, I wouldn't anymore. Not anymore, I wouldn't say that. Sorry, I wouldn't say it at all. I've never said that to someone when I've met them.
Well, we'll all pretend
Sorry.
we believe that. Jokingly suggesting a foursome is funny if you're friends, but on a first meeting is maybe a bit much. I sent a text to someone the other day that Olivia thought was too much. I was trying to make a joke, but she was having like a party at her flat. And she was like, "Oh, why don't you invite this couple that we met? We've only met them once," but she was like, "Oh, invite them. It'd be nice to have them round to this party." So I sent the guy a text saying like, "Hey, we're having a thing at ours on Saturday if you want to come. It starts at 4. We're going to have a few drinks, then play a few light sex games, and then we're going to have dinner." And I was like, I thought that was obviously a joke, right? But then I sent the text, and then I was like, maybe we don't know each other well enough that he knows that that's a joke. Maybe he's read that thinking, wow, that is what they do as a couple. They invite people
But then
around.
also, it's very hard to get a joke across over text
It
message.
is, and that's
because
what
if someone sent me that, I'd be like, "Sorry." Well, if I knew it was
Drinks followed by light sex games.
you, what did he reply?
He was like, "Sorry, we're busy." No, he actually came and we did play sex games.
No, you
no,
did
we
not.
didn't.
You're way too frigid for that.
No, it is difficult trying to get across that something is a joke when you don't know someone very well.
Yeah.
Also, my voice, as we've said before,
It doesn't scream joke.
is
It
very.
just
I'm very good at like playing very, very good at playing straight. You know, if I'm delivering something that's meant to be a joke, it's very hard for people to realise it's a joke.
But see,
Like when you tell a joke, everyone knows it's a joke.
But do they? Because some people take me quite seriously sometimes. Like when I offer up threesome. No, I'm joking. But no, I joke a lot. So nothing's that serious. But yeah, suggesting sex games and things.
When you proposition a foursome, it's a joke unless they agree to it, and then it's not a joke.
And then I'm the one who's scared.
Thoughts on drinking to combat nerves?
Dutch courage. Oh, I mean, I am party to that.
I think we probably could have guessed that.
Yeah, but I actually, in all seriousness, I still do have such horrific social anxiety. So before I used to go to like events and stuff, I'd have to have a drink. It's not great, really. But
I think it's a very British thing, that, isn't it? And I think that's maybe the reason why we have such a big drinking culture. We're not like Americans where they thrive on like social interaction. English people are a bit more reserved and a bit
don't
more,
really like all
which is
that.
why I think we're all such heavy drinkers, because it's the only way we can like loosen up enough to have fun.
It's a
Like if you
stress
go
of
on a
London.
date in England,
Well, that was
it
like
almost certainly involves alcohol,
Well,
purely
yeah.
because it's like everyone's nervous and we're trying to relax a little bit.
But when I was sober and I went on that first date, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
And then I had to have a drink within 20 minutes of being there.
Whereas I think in America, like a sober date is a far more normal thing. I think it's probably quite hard to be sober and single.
Yeah, so yeah.
Because
When I was sober
dating is
dating,
just
it wasn't
such
easy.
a different thing if you're sober. And also if you go on a date with someone and they're drinking and you're not drinking, that also feels a bit odd. It feels a bit like you're like...
Yeah, we're
sort
about
of-
to make it weird, aren't we?
but I think if, as a guy, if I was going to go on a date and the girl was drinking and I wasn't, that would make me feel a bit uncomfortable.
Bit
I'd rather
creepy.
we were both not drinking.
Yeah, we should try and change that though. Not use
What,
booze.
the stigma?
Yeah, and like make it more normal that people don't drink. Because I did find that when I was on a date with this guy, he was like, "Do you mind if I drink?" And I was like, "Of course not."
Yeah.
Obviously, then I wouldn't want one. But
Do you think that drinking to combat nerves is a thing that you still do?
no, I've got over that. I think it was just a shy thing, but I actually do believe a lot of people. That's an issue for a lot of people.
Drinking
Is to drink to give you like.
Yeah, definitely.
I just get a little bit mouthy, which is not great.
You get
Like,
quite,
I get a little bit
you get quite
overly
aggressive,
confident.
don't you,
I don't
when
get
you drink?
aggressive.
Harry and Meghan, our friends in LA, are apparently planning some sort of UK comeback. Apparently, Harry is working with some publicity team to plan some sort of rebirth of his popularity in the UK.
I don't really think about that, if I'm totally honest.
Do you think that's possible? Do you think
What, to
they've
change their-
fucked themselves?
I think they fucked themselves, if I'm totally honest. Everyone's a bit... Are you pro or against them?
I sort of don't really care.
I couldn't give a
Like
damn.
I don't like my mum, for example, is so opinionated about it. She's so anti Harry and Meghan,
I think a lot of people are.
and I'm just a bit like, why do you feel so strongly about it? I don't really. I might disagree with what some of the things they've done, but I don't care enough to like get angry about it. It's become a bit of a joke in our family that about how quickly my mum will start talking about Meghan in any situation, or if you really want to rile my mum up, you mention Harry and Meghan, and she just flies off the handle. Because she's so angry about it.
Really?
And a lot of women of that age, I think, are
Oh,
very
they
angry.
are.
I
They're
don't really know
upset by
why.
it.
Because they're big royal family fans, aren't they? Royalists.
It meant a lot more to them maybe than it
Treason.
does to our... What?
Treason. What they've done.
I don't know.
Is there anything we think Harry could do to rebuild his reputation? I don't know. Could he go on Strictly Come Dancing?
But that's what I mean. Their lives have turned into a TV show.
Could he be a guest on Private Parts? What do we think he could do that would rebuild?
I think get divorced.
Get divorced.
Wasn't there chat about them getting divorced?
I think that if they got divorced, right?
He came back here, made
He
amends to his
came back
brother.
here with his tail between his legs and said, "Look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have married her. I was an idiot." I think the British public would take him back.
Yeah, I know. I think they would as well.
And then he could go back to being like the sort of bad boy of the royal family, get caught doing something bad again. We'd all be like, "Hey, we love Harry. He's a bit of a lad." Then he could get with like, I don't know, Abby Clancy or something. And we'd be like, "Yeah, this is more like it. British, salt of the earth."
Player.
Abby Clancy's happily married, I think, isn't she?
Yes. I mean, to be honest, I don't really know enough about it, but about Meghan and all that crap. But
Hmm.
people, it's a very big topic for people.
It is, yeah.
Some people, everyone's either pro her or against her. There's no like, well, there's a few people like.
Well,
us
what
who
I
don't
found
give a
interesting
shit.
was that I thought everyone in America loved them. And then I went to America last year and was talking to some American people, and they seem to be as bored of it as we are over here.
I think, you know what it is, I've just realised, the thing that I don't agree with is there's obviously certain rules that go on in the royal family, like silly things, whether it's clothing, like respect of what you're wearing, like dresses below the knee and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And Meghan has managed to go against every single one of those things, which
You
I
think that's bad?
I do think that's bad.
If your new lovely boyfriend came with all the baggage that Harry comes with or came with when he was younger, would that put you off dating?
That's not baggage. That's an entire way of life that you're marrying into. And I think maybe for Meghan, what is probably hard is that, not that she didn't, I don't know. I think there's a lot of judgment to begin with anyway, but it would be fucking hard marrying into that family. Can you imagine? Every single day it would be something. Like that would be a lot.
Do you have any interest in being?
No, absolutely not.
What percentage of women do you think would be put off by that?
Being under that sort of scrutiny every single, like it would be so intense.
Yeah.
It would be too much. And like every single decision you make.
Do you think you could apply that to anyone who's just like very, very famous? They don't have to be a royal, but they could just be very, very famous.
I think the difference being royalty and being like a celeb is the expectation of if you're royal, like certain things that you just automatically, if you do something differently, people will judge you for it. And it's not, it's like, you know.
I don't know if it's comparable, but I have a friend who once went on a date with Harry Styles. Like, this was like years and years ago. And she said that his manager came to the date. So the date was her, Harry, and Harry's manager. And apparently
bizarre.
that's just like that was a normal occurrence that he would come to a date.
I wouldn't like any of that. It's so like the lack of privacy, and I would hate it. I would really hate that.
Liv, what sort of week have you had?
It's just been lube.
Sure. Okay.
Lube and sex toys.
Yeah.
And I did not go to the NTAs. Did you?
I did not go to the NTAs.
I am going to be totally honest. That sort of thing is not for me.
I think it's funny, isn't it? Because I think people listening to this might imagine that an event like the NTAs is really fun and really glamorous, purely just from looking at like Instagram photos and maybe watching it on TV. But you're absolutely right that once you've been to a couple of those things...
I've never gone. I've never once been, and it's not. I don't know what it is, but I have.
Did you not go to anything with the Made in Chelsea crowd? Like,
no, yeah, I've gone to some award shows, but like, it's just that I don't know what it is. It's just that's not my thing in the slightest.
They're just very dry, aren't they?
It's just a bit like if you've actually been really successful in your career, and I'm not saying people haven't been, but it just seems like a very me kind of thing, and you've got everyone like.
I also think it's quite with award shows in general. I think if there's not a reason for you to be there. Right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not actually nominated or in some way like contractually obliged to be there, I sort of feel like why would you go?
But this is what I mean. It's a place to be seen at, and that's what I can't stand.
Well, like for example, with the Brits, like when I wrote on the Brits earlier this year, there were loads and loads of people who came just for the red carpet. They didn't even watch the show. They would just come, get photographed on the red carpet and then go home.
But that's what I mean. Like,
but
why?
To me, the red carpet is the shit bit and the show is the bit you should be enjoying.
People care so much about being seen at those events.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm against them.
Yeah.
Not against the events, but it's not for me. I'm really not into that.
No.
Although, I mean, when I first joined Made in Chelsea, I used to go to like premieres, do the pap shots and then fuck off and not even watch the show.
Have you done many like of those red carpet things?
Not in a long time. I don't really like events. I think I've gone to.
So what I find weird about it is it's a whole day of someone's life. Like when the people who go to like, I'm imagining the NTAs would have been the same thing. There would have been loads of celebrities who've gone to that to get their photo on the red carpet to post it on Instagram. But that would have been an entire day of like sitting, having their makeup done, getting dressed, then then they spend 5 minutes on the carpet and then they go home and they take it all off.
But you're right though, if you're there for a reason or like you are being nominated, that's completely fair enough.
When I went at the BAFTAs earlier this year, I think we talked about it when it happened, but there were a couple of famous people who went to that who deliberately skipped the red carpet. They just came in through a side door and went straight into the ceremony.
That's what I would do.
And I was a bit like, that's a cool way to do it. That to me is cooler than like spending an hour walking up and down the red carpet.
Being pat.
Asking people if they want a picture with you.
No. I think I cringe about it.
Yeah.
Pap shots are the worst.
Yeah.
I had to do them for a job once. And it was like leaving Harrods. I was mortified doing this. I made my sister do it with me because I was cringing so much.
What, it was like a setup?
It was for a handbag, yeah. And they were like, we want to do, because it was to go in like the female section of the Daily Mail. And one of the sort of parts of the job was having these pap shots. Leaving Harrods carrying this fucking bag. It was horrific. I was crossing back and forth that road like no one's business.
What was it meant to look like? You weren't aware you were being photographed?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But after the 5th time, I was like, it's apparent.
Everyone around you's like, why is Liv Benny just like crossing the road 8 times?
In and out of Harrods, yeah.
Is she having another meltdown?
Getting her bits before rehab.
That is all we have time for this week on Private Parts. Don't forget to watch the full episodes live on YouTube, youtube.com/Private Parts, @Private Podcast on all the social media accounts. contact@privatepartspodcast.com if you want to email in. Don't forget that it's National Pepperoni Pizza Day. Please, whatever you
Go
do.
and enjoy a big sausage.
That's advice from Liv, not necessarily from me. We will see you next week. Goodbye.